destroyed. I want to bring in a few guests for us now to talk about this. Joining us from Washington, D.C. is Jason Campbell. He is a senior fellow at the Middle East Institute and a former civilian Pentagon official. Also in Washington is Naveed Shah, political director of veterans group Common Defense and a former board member of the Virginia War Memorial. A special thanks to both of you for being with us. I'm not sure if you could hear the president, but I wonder how important you think it is that he's trying to take this message to the people already, mixing in this update, Jason, with this update on Iran with sort of a stump speech.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. He's speaking in broad platitudes that we're really hitting them like never before and that we need to finish the mission. It's a very mixed message because on the one hand, yes, the United States is continuing to conduct airstrikes over Iran and dealing with a number of other threats. But I keep wondering what he means by finish the job, because if that includes a regime change, I think it's going to be very difficult to achieve here without a significant escalation of U.S. effort and would go against his little excursion phrase that he keeps referring this to by.
And what about you, Naveed? We've heard from the president a few times today. Each time he's mentioned Iran a little bit. Do you think that the message from the president is getting more clear?
I think, if anything, the message from the president is getting less and less clear. And that's the biggest problem right now, is that what we're hearing from him is he's trying to downplay the situation. Iran is a big, big problem that we've taken on, and I don't think we can, I think we've bitten off more than we can chew.
And what do you make, Naveed, of the rhetoric that's coming out of this? I mean, the president saying things like, we won in the first hour, but we don't want to leave prematurely. Things like that. Obviously, that is not going to go over well with the Iranians who are listening into this and who have said that they will decide when this military conflict ends.
President Trump, from the beginning, has always been very bombastic, very has a lot of rhetoric that he puts out. And now I think what we're seeing is him trying to make his rhetoric match the intel that he's hearing from his commanders that are dealing with the situation. They recognize that this is not a situation that we can just declare victory and walk away from. Maybe he's thinking that it'll be like Venezuela, but it's not that. And
Jason, we did see a post on X today from the Iranian president, Masoud Pezeshkian, that sort of laid out that he gave Russia and Pakistan a few conditions that Iran would consider to end this. Does it look like we're trying to see an off-ramp here, or what do you make of that?
Well, I think both in rhetoric and action, things do appear to be escalatory on both sides. Now, in terms of what the conditions that Iran is putting forward are to Russia and Pakistan, that remains to be seen. And it's somewhat encouraging to hear that there's at least mention of this, which we have not heard over the last few days. The big question becomes, what is the U.S. reaction going to be to it, and what kind of agreement might they be willing to live with, given the more of the maximalist stances the U.S. has taken when it comes to the nuclear program, the ballistic missiles, proxies, and other things.
And Jason, at the United Nations Security Council today, a resolution was put forward by the Gulf states calling for the international community to stop the attacks that are happening in this region. Do you think that it's a good thing that it's been adopted, or will it change anything?
Well, I think with these types of UN resolutions, I think, yes, it does grant the request a greater bit of legitimacy. Whether or not that's going to impact Iran's reliance on asymmetric reactions here, I don't think that's going to be likely in the near term. I think they're trying to continue to send the signal that they still have these abilities to reach out and attack throughout the region. And barring some sort of a breakthrough on a diplomatic side, I think they're going to want to hold on to that option for the foreseeable future.
Jason Campbell and Naveed Shah, both of you in Washington, D.C., thank you very much for joining us here on Al Jazeera.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.